Oklahoma was tied up alongside it.
Where I was, it got blown up.
She went straight down into the mud.
And so you run for your life.
Let it be known that we are proud and honored to recognize the 67th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor and declaring Sunday, December 7th, 2008, as Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day in the state of Michigan. And whereas, on the morning of December 7th, 1941, America was attacked without warning at Pearl Harbor by air and naval forces of Imperial Japan. More than 2,400 people perished, and another 1,100 were wounded, triggering our nation's entrance into World War II. And whereas, on December 7th, 2008, we honor those who lost their lives 67 years ago.
We honor them today as we did 67 years ago, and remember their sacrifices and their service, which was so selflessly given. May we always give thanks for the blessings we receive as citizens of this great nation, and may we continue to be thankful for the immeasurable contribution that these brave military personnel made to the preservation of liberty, freedom, and democracy, not only in America, but throughout the world. The very best of America is forever epitomized in these men and women: devotion, commitment, and the willingness to serve and protect their families and their country. To those who are present today to remember the events of December 7, 1941, a day that will live in infamy, may all Americans forever remember the sacrifices and contributions of the heroes we honor this day. As you participate in this memorable ceremony, may all of us offer our sincere appreciation and heartfelt gratitude for those who are serving today in our military to secure the blessings of liberty to us and our posterity. And I'm saying this because it shows you the value and the significance of remembering. And there's 3 from Grand Rapids area that were killed at Pearl Harbor, but up until just a few years back, they were forgotten. Their fatalities, the first fatalities of the ensuing World War upon our honor roll include the names Seaman Second Class Raymond D. Boynton, 19, Chief Petty Officer James Stoughton, 39, both aboard the battleship USS Oklahoma, and Seaman Second Class Daniel Paul Platshore, 28, aboard the destroyer Shaw. And whereas there are among us ranks of survivors of this day of infamy who faithfully did their duty and are now banded together in another and perhaps greater battle, that of fighting indifference and revisionism among those very citizens who live in peace and for whom they fought to keep free.
December the 7th, I was at church at Wheeler Field, and when we got out is when the attack started. We thought it was the Navy, maybe trying to find out how fast the Army planes could get off the ground. They did that every once in a while. But this time, the machine guns were tried out, and we thought, boy, you can't do that over an airfield. It wasn't the Air Force. It was an Air Force that belonged to the Japanese.
There were 8 battleships, 9 counting the Utah, that were in port that morning, and 6 of them were sunk. The only ones that survived were the Maryland, the Tennessee, and the Pennsylvania. The Pennsylvania was in dry dock, and the Tennessee and the Maryland had ships tied up outboard of them, so they were protected from torpedoes.
Remember, it was a long day and night after that. You know, we didn't know what was coming, and there was a second wave of them coming in and bomb us. So we got to stay low for that, and the foxholes and stuff. You know.
Went over to the Oklahoma on a damage control party, and we tried to get some of the people out of there.
Ran to the hangar. That was the worst place in the world to go, but they didn't hit me, and finally I got out of there. Things quieted down a little bit, and I saw something move in the grass, and I ran over there, and there was a manhole cover, and there was 4 in there, and I made 5, and we pulled the cover over us, and with the second attack. So we're pretty safe.
I was down in the flag office getting ready to go to church on the Oklahoma. And probably the first torpedo that struck the West Virginia that splashed water through the portholes. The Maryland was trapped by the capsized Oklahoma on one side. On the other side was Ford Island, and ahead of us was a gasoline dock, so that it couldn't move.
It's something that you shouldn't forget. We were there for a reason. I mean, the Japanese came there, but we were there for a reason. I mean, you've got what you got now because of us. I believe that. We're very instrumental in pushing this country the way where it is.